Let me ask you a very important question. Do you have a brand? Okay, I'll ask it a different way. I know that you have a logo. I know that your company has a name. I know that you have colors, hopefully. But I'm not meaning any of that. What I mean is, do you have a brand? When people say your company name or they see your logo, what registers in their mind? Do you know? Because if you don't know, that is a small but fixable, but actually not small, it's kind of a big, but fixable still problem. Let's talk shoes for a second. I wear nothing but On Cloud. I broke my ankle back in 2014 in a motorcycle wreck. So if I don't wear a comfortable shoe or a sneaker, then I'm going to feel it after about 4 or 5 hours of wearing. Like for boots, for example, I don't care what kind of boots they are. Like I got a pair of Tony Lamos. I love the way they look, but if I walk in them for like 4 or 5 hours, my foot starts to hurt pretty bad. But I can wear On Clouds all day, 12, 13, 14-hour days, standing up all day, no issue. I love their comfort. I also like the way they look. If I go to the store to buy a set of tennis shoes and I see another brand that looks very similar to On Cloud, maybe the salesman's saying they're better than On Cloud, I'm not going to buy them. I don't care if they're cheaper or what. I'm still going to spend the $200 and buy On Cloud because I know the brand. The brand is trust. I trust that if I buy this product, it's going to deliver 6 to 8, 9 months of service, maybe more, and I know exactly what I'm going to get. That's why I buy that specific brand. A brand in any market, big or small, nationwide or in the panhandle of Texas and Amarillo, same thing, same concept. It's trust. Ask me how I know that. I have successfully branded a QSR concept. Has to do with chicken, right? When you see that brand, you see that logo, you see that name, you know exactly what you're going to get. Not because our menu is simple, but because our product is consistent. It's consistent. Have we made mistakes? Sure. Who hasn't? But we always make it right if we ever do. And so the customer knows what they're going to get. There's a level of trust that has been built. Excruciatingly hard to do, but can be done over a period of time after you have made so many deliverables to your clients at a certain level or threshold of quality. And once you do that, you begin to establish what's known as a brand, which is not a company name or a logo or a set of colors. It's a collection of all of that and also what backs it, which is your push for quality or the thing that you consider the bare minimum. Wherever your bar is for minimum, that's the standard that you essentially hold your product to, or your service, whatever it is. It can be a physical product, it can be a service, it doesn't matter. I built another brand with my business partner, Joey Martinez. We built a company called King's Lawn. It's a landscape company. We do all kinds of stuff. Building that brand after about 6 months of consistent showing off our work, which it wasn't really showing off, it was just showing literally what we do every single day. Here you go, here you go, here you go. People seeing it over and over and over and over, doing the same thing day in, day out. I would go to quotes, and of course, we were high, right? We weren't the cheapest guy in town. I don't think we're the most expensive, but we definitely weren't the cheapest. We're nowhere near the lowest. And they would say, okay, cool. You get the quote, like, man, your number's high, but you know what? And they would say this, I loved it. I want the Kings to do it. I want the Kings to do it. They weren't saying, I want King's Lawn to do it, although they were saying that. They were referring to us, though, as a brand they trusted. Not just another insert name landscape company. It was the Kings. They want the Kings to do it. Why? Because they trusted us. They had seen the work we'd done on their neighbors, or they'd seen a bunch of stuff we've done online, or they had seen us working out in the field, whatever the case, maybe a collection of all of it. And they trusted us. They trusted the brand. So if you don't have a brand, That's a problem. Red flag. I'm going to be the first one to tell you right now that you need a brand. Second, good news, you can build that. I know how to build that. The team at Dark Matter knows how to build a brand, and we want to help you build your brand. I don't care if you're selling just in Amarillo and Canyon, or if you're trying to sell to the state of Texas or to the nation. I don't know what your product or your service is quite yet, but nonetheless, we want to build your brand. I know exactly how to do it. I've done it over and over again in powersports, in manufacturing and refinishing. I've done it in landscaping. I've done it in pools, and I've done it now in restaurants. All of which we built the businesses around a brand, which was a factor of trust, from a minimum level of quality on the deliverable. So if you can show that, which I know how to, in a video or your content on a consistent basis, that is how you build a brand. It also has to do with connection. I mean, obviously, every single customer that you ever have is a human being, right? And you're a human being, I hope. So guess what? There has to be some kind of a connection there between you and your audience. So if you connect with those people at that level, while also being able to deliver the product, and you know exactly who your customer is, you can build a brand. Rather, we can show you how to build a brand and do it for you so that you don't have to spend 5 to 10 years learning how. It's very expensive, by the way, to not know how to build a brand. It's also expensive to not have a brand, because then you're always competing on price, which sucks. That is the only reason to build a brand, is so that you're not competing on price. I talk about the shoes again. There could be a shoe that looked identical, I mean in every way, down to the exact stitching of an On Cloud, and it could be for $25 next to a $250 pair of Ons. And guess what? I'm buying the Ons because that's the brand I know and trust. I don't care if it looks the same. It's not the same. I want Ons, period. And I'm sure you have things in your life that are like that. You know, you have bought this product over and over. You know exactly what you're going to get. Even if there was a cheaper alternative, you're not going to buy the cheaper alternative or the more expensive alternative, regardless of its copiness. Or resemblance. You're going to buy your brand because you trust it. It applies to your business too. Like literally the same exact principles of trust and knowing what they're going to get, the customer. It's a brand. You need a brand. I can't stress it enough. If you're competing, if you go to quotes, or if you're selling a product and all you hear is, it's too expensive, like you don't have a brand. If people don't ask for you specifically by name, you don't have a brand. You need a brand. Like, I get very worked up about it because I see companies fail all the time, unfortunately, with no brand. Like, you've got to have a brand. So anyway, if you're interested in learning how to build a brand and establish your company name, logo, colors, and minimum level of high quality standard of service in this market or any market with your brand, call Dark Matter. I'd love to walk you through how to do that, and I would love to do it for you or with you, because guess what? I can do it most of it for you, but I need you, because I cannot be everybody's brand. Like, have I built multiple brands? Yes, but I've done them all, different times. So I need you. Let's build a brand around you and your company and your service and your product, and let's sell some stuff at not the lowest price. I mean, how does that sound, right? Own your brand, build your brand, and that's the key to winning. My name is Jordan Snyder. This is Dark Matter.